Howdy folks, my name is Alex, otherwise known as For the Z, and welcome to episode 73 of the Turner's Digest. As always, we'll start off with a disclaimer. I'm not a financial or tax advisor. This is not financial or tax advice. This is for entertainment purposes only, but please enjoy. Sorry for the sort of delayed episode for this month. I've had a bunch of travel recently, and I have some more travel coming up. Summer just sometimes turns out to be some of my busiest time of the year. I don't know if y'all feel that same way, but I think up here in New England, we get such shorter summers, so we try and fill it in as much as we can, and I just seem to be very busy, which is a good thing. We have some travel bookings that I made coming up here that we'll talk about, and without further ado, we can jump into our housekeeping. So we have my constant reminder to stop using filler words. I think I'm getting better. Podcast app aggregator, again, hat tip to Bleak Choo Choo for that one. If you want to support me, we have a Patreon, patreon.com/Turner's Digest. Starts as little as $1. Heavy Lemon, shout out to them for the intro music. They have some new songs that are out. They're also releasing a new song by the end of this month, so stay tuned on socials for that. I actually really like the new song. Take a look on social media platforms and streaming platforms for Heavy Lemon. And we'll shout out our Cleed tier. Shout out to Kung Fuer, Cleed, Dion, Erica, Xu Hui, Rob, Desi, Stan, and Jeff for their contributions to the Cleed tier. It means a lot. And welcome to Whittled and Grant to the Patreon. Thanks a bunch. Next, thank you for using my Amex Platinum referral. I'm not sure who you were, but thank you very much. Came through. I didn't even know my referral link still worked, so I don't see a referral link in my app anymore. I think American Express likes to remove them if they see people get a lot of value out of their cards, because I guess they assume that the more people, if someone who gets a lot of value out of their card, as in uses maximum amount of credits and pretty much uses it for the benefits, they would assume that that person would also refer someone who would probably use the card and would be kind of a loss leader for American Express, so it makes sense they don't show it to me anymore. But good thing I've sent my link around because mine still works, so someone still use it, and I was able to find it on, I think, an old Reddit post somewhere. So thanks for using that, and thanks to whoever used my current referral. The American Express Platinum was, I think, 15,000 points, and the current referral was $100. So thank you very much. First, we'll start in the card section. So since it's a new quarter, all the 5% categories have been announced, and we'll go through each one. Chase Freedom is gas, transit, and entertainment. Transit includes public transit. Gas includes electric chargers, and select entertainment includes things such as, I'm not going to read all these, but a whole bunch of normally live entertainment, like amusement parks, theater productions, sporting events, stuff like that. And also United Way, which is a charity. And remind you have to reactivate all of these. Next, Discover has gas, transportation, and drugstores. The transportation includes airlines and also commuter services such as bus and transit, but does not include car rental or rideshare taxi, which is the first time I've seen that for Discover. We can look at my tracker here that I have. It's a Patreon exclusive. If I zoom in here because my eyes don't see that. This year was gas, and that's pretty common. They'd like to do it in quarters 1 through 3. They've done it 4 times in quarter 1, 5 times in quarter 2, and 4 times in quarter 3 historically since 2014. Notably, they've never done it in quarter 4. They like to prioritize, I guess, Amazon's the top category for that one. They also did drugstores this year in quarter 3, which is the first time they've done that. And they also did transit, which is kind of a broader category. It looks like they've done it in Q3 last year and Q2 of 2024. Not sure what that included last time, but it was interesting to see airlines. I don't think that was included before. And I added specifically flights as a category because flights have never been offered for Discover, so I added that once. In terms of what's most normally offered in Q3, it's normally restaurants at 6 times, gas stations at 4, PayPal at 4, and everything else is kind of just random one-offs. So sad to not see PayPal. I don't know if they'll be doing that anymore, but oh well. Nice to see airlines. Next, City Dividend is gas and home improvement. Looks like everybody's going for gas this quarter. U.S. Bank Cash Plus or your Elon cards, they all remain the same. U.S. Bank Shopper, it's actually no longer accepting applications, I believe, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. Bank of America Customized Cash, not changing. Nusenda Federal Credit Union is at wholesale stores, discount stores, home, and more. Langley FCU is offering their standard selecting of one-time categories. Huntington Business Voice is also their select categories. And then Redstone Federal Credit Union is offering dining, travel, and Amazon, where they used to offer, that card used to be 5% at restaurants and gas all the time, 3% at, I think, wholesale discount stores and drugstores, and then 1.5% on everything else. And then they changed it to a 5 and 1%, 5, 2, and 1% categories, and 5% rotating, max of $1,500 per quarter, just like every other card. And this is the first time that dining's made it back, so I guess I'm kind of happy to see that. But we'll talk about here in a little bit what is getting my dining spend for a little bit here this start of this quarter. Moving on to the Capital One Discover World. Capital One Venture Business is at 100,000 points when you spend $10,000 in the first 3 months. $95 annual fee. Pretty good for a venture card here. The introductory offer was at 150,000 points, which has ended. And people might prefer this one as it's 100K for 10K versus 150K for 30K. So this is a good business card if you're looking for it. Next, the Capital One Saver card is showing a $250 sign-up bonus when you spend $500 in the first 3 months and 0% intro APR for 12 months. Decent offer. This is a pretty easy low-spend offer, especially with the 0% APR, which could be interesting for some people if they want to float some cash for a while. Typically, the bonus is $150 to $200, so this is a not all-time high offer, but a pretty high offer for this card. Next, Capital One Spark Cash Business Card is $1,000 sign-up bonus when you spend $10,000 for 3 months. Again, similar to the venture card, except you get cash back, and it's a $100 annual fee. There was a $1,500 offer when you spend $15,000 in the first 3 months, but this could be better if you have lower spend. And as a reminder, Capital One cards pull all 3 credit bureaus, but you can freeze one, and that Capital One's business cards do report to personal. Let's keep that in mind. Next, Capital One shutting down Capital One Dining. Didn't really know this was a thing. Didn't really know many people that used it. But used to be able to make reservations within Capital One Dining. Not sure what it was used for, but they're still keeping active Capital One Entertainment, where you can buy tickets. And I guess they just couldn't really compete with places like American Express with The Fork and Resi and Talk and Chase having open table. And yeah. Next, Chase Southwest personal cards are at 80 to 90K point sign-up bonus. Southwest Priority card has a $229 fee. You get 90K when you spend 3K in 3 months. The Premier gets a $150 fee with 85K points with 3K spend in 3 months. And the Southwest Plus is $95 fee with 80K when you spend 1K in 3 months. According to Doctor of Credit, normally we see 85K is the most, and back in 2025, these cards were at 10K. Dr. Credit says, these offers are nice offers, and the Plus Premier cards have lowered spending thresholds. These offers are available via referral links as well, which can spruce it up a bit for a 2-player mode. That said, the timing here isn't necessarily optimal in terms of getting Companion Pass for as long as possible, but still something to consider. That's because you can get Companion Pass within this year by getting enough points, and then you'll get it for, I believe it's for the end of this year, this full year until the end of this year, and then all of next year for Companion Pass. So it'd be better for you to do it towards the beginning of the year, but again, beggars can't be choosers. Next, Chase Sapphire Preferred has a refresh, so this is kind of long overdue if you ask some people. I never really recommend this card because it doesn't really make much sense. It's like that in-betweener where you would hope it would be better, but it's not great. But Chase has announced some positive changes coming to the Chase Sapphire Preferred card on June 15th, 2026. The fee remains the same at $95. You get a $50 hotel credit on Chase Travel, is increasing to $100. The card will get 3x on gas, EV, and on Airbnb, Vrbo, Plum Guide, Home Away, Home Stay, and Vacasa. This is in addition to the 5x on travel bookings through the Chase Travel Portal, 3x on dining, streaming services, online grocery, and 2x on travel. No $120 credit every 4 years for Global Entry, TSA PreCheck, and Nexus, which wasn't included before, so that's nice. One-time offer not ongoing for a complimentary Apple TV subscription for 1 year when activated by December 31st of 2026, and you get enhanced protections including travel protection and expanded are expanded to include emergency evacuation, and transportation coverage. With this change comes two negative changes. Hyatt is no longer a one-to-one partner, which is now exclusively for the Reserve card, I believe, Chase Sapphire Reserve, and the 10% anniversary bonus is ending. Dr. Credit has dedicated posts for each of those if you're interested in reading more. Dr. Credit says, ignoring the negative changes for a moment, these are some nice enhancements here. 3x on gas is nice, and the increased $100 credit can help offset the annual fee. Can potentially use to get one free stay, for example. I will agree. I don't think that Chase has a gas card aside from like rotating categories with Chase Freedom cards. So this is a nice place, and it's nice to see that the $50 hotel credit is bumped to $100 and can offset the annual fee, and will be easy to be covered, especially if you have global entry on this card, which is worth $120 every 4 years. So that's really $40 every year, and that's something I would definitely get. I have so many cards that come with it now that I'm just offering other people free pre-check if they want it. I can just charge it to my card and get it reimbursed. Now, I'm not a big points transfer partner, but I know that a lot of people were pretty sad to see the Hyatt transfers go away. And again, you can read more about it. And the extra 10% anniversary bonus was nice. Basically, on your anniversary, you get 10% of all your points earned back as additional points, which was nice, but they're removing that. There was a funny comment on Reddit in response to these changes from user parts unknown, which I've actually referenced before. It's a correspondence between Chase and a customer service Chase card holder and a customer service representative. Chase, thank you for calling Chase customer service. All hail Jamie Diamond. How can I help you today? Hi, I'd like to upgrade my Chase Sapphire Preferred to Chase Sapphire Reserve. Okay, cool. Give me a minute. Okay, done. Thanks. Transfer 6 figs of Ultimate Rewards points to Hyatt 2 days later. Thank you for calling Chase customer service. All hail Jamie Diamond. How can I help you today? Hi, I'd like to downgrade my Chase Sapphire Reserve to Chase Sapphire Preferred. Okay, sure, no problem. Give me 1 second. Okay, done. Yeah, that's one way for you to get your enhanced points through the Chase Sapphire Reserve. I think that would work. I don't know if they have like a cooldown period requirement between opening a Chase Sapphire or upgrading and downgrading between Chase Sapphire Reserve and Preferred. Jeez, quite the tongue twisters. All right, next we have Chase Sapphire Reserve Business at 200,000 points. This is when you spend $30,000 in the first 6 months. Dr. Credit says, Chase memo is circulating among bankers with this info. It appears the new 200K offer will be both in-branch and online. Referral bonuses are also increased to 40,000 points on this card. It's likely that referral links will have a 20K bonus as well. The launch offer in June 2025 on this card was 200K over 30K, and then it went down to 150K, 20K. Starting June 14th, 15th, it will be back to the 200K, 30K level. So pretty great card if you have a huge amount of spend coming up. I know I have like friends who are going and getting married and want to have large spend. Making sure that the places that you're spending for your wedding accept credit card, it's a great opportunity to meet some minimum spend requirement. Next, Chase Inc. Cash and Inc. Unlimited bonuses are at 100,000 points, which is also available via referral link. This was an update. Actually, I'll just read all of this because I don't think I had an episode since this was published. The Chase Inc. Cash and Chase Inc. Unlimited both have sign-up bonuses of 100,000 points after spending $80,000 in your first 4 months. You can also get a referral if you do not have a Chase relationship at all, because you have to be a new Chase business partner in order to be eligible for the referral bonus. You can't just be a new Chase. Can't just get the new card. Inks now have a lifetime limit, which is enforced with a pop-up. The Ink Preferred has a lifetime limit as well. Good things to know, Dr. Credit. Chase Amazon Prime Visa is at a $200 sign-up bonus with no spend required. So this is specifically because of Amazon Prime Day. They always bump this up to around $200. We've seen $250 in the past, so this technically isn't the highest ever, but it's a pretty easy $200 if you aren't sure what to open at the moment. Also, this card does not apply for this card does not abide by the 524 rule, but does count as a 524 slot. So if you're way over 524, you can still get this card. Next, Chase Sapphire Preferred has a $100,000 points offer, which we discussed already. due to the changes of the card. And right now I would recommend this card to most people over the Chase Sapphire Reserve, because the Chase Sapphire Reserve bonus went down a little bit. And then if you want the Reserve, you can always upgrade or just open both and then change after a bit. Next, Chase discontinues the Sapphire checking account, which honestly I didn't even know was a thing. So it's been removed. Other benefits of the Chase Sapphire checking account include no ATM fees worldwide, including ATM refunds for non-Chase ATMs. Didn't know that. No foreign exchange fees and no fees for wire transfers, including both domestic and international. According to a reader that went in branch to try and get their existing Chase account upgraded to Chase Sapphire checking extended discount, it will be discontinued as Chase are phasing out that account. The reader wanted to access ATM worldwide with no fees and were informed that they would need to open a Chase private client checking going forward, 150K assets in order to keep it fee-free. So it's sad to see that. I know I personally used the Fidelity Cash Management account, which has full reimbursements for all ATM fees, domestic and international, and no foreign transaction fees. And I absolutely love that account. I always keep about $1,000 in there just in case I need an ATM. And the interest is good as well. Next, Chase secures a new airport lounge over Capital One in Miami. And it was via a huge outbid. So last year, Miami Airport MIA will be announced they will be getting a new lounge and that they were taking bidders. It's in Concourse E near Gate E7 on the third floor and be offered you 14,000 square feet. Chase has secured a 15-year lease in a deal that is expected to bring the airport nearly $94 million in revenue. As part of this deal, Chase will be paying for all capital improvements, 40% of gross revenue across applicable categories, and an annual privilege fee of around $3.46 million. Seems Chase massively outbid the competitors, as the others were offering 13 to 25% of gross revenue and $120,000 annually from Capital One. Bid was under PPL Holdings. Yeah, I know this. I was just at a Capital One lounge, and I saw PPL Holdings, and they're the ones that run the lounges. But I want to know what it's called. It was like, this isn't it. Let me do some search. Googling couldn't get me it, but using AI did. PPL stands for Plaza Premium Lounge, representing Plaza Premium Group. They are a partner that handles the day-to-day hospitality operations and management of the space. So that was who Capital One bid it as, and the 13 to 26% of gross revenue and $100,000 internationally was for TAV. I don't know who TAV is, but that was another bidder. And yeah, it looks like lounge spots are becoming as competitive as airline slots, and I fully agree. I don't see why. I said this, I think, last episode or an episode before, that I wonder if customers are going to get lounge fatigue of, I have to have this card to get into this lounge in my particular airport, and have to have this tier of my card, and my partner has to have a card for themselves. It's because we're trying to give this allure of luxury to everyday people, but the problem with that is once you give everyday people the allure of luxury, then everyone's going to get it, and then it's not going to be luxurious anymore, and it's going to be packed, and it's just going to be another part of the airport. I haven't had that experience, to be honest. I mean, I don't travel during super busy times. I did just travel on July 5th out of DCA and went to the Capital One landing at around, I think I want to say like 1 p.m., 12:30, and there was no wait. There was plenty of seats. It was quite nice. I did go with my girlfriend, and she does not have it at Capital One Venturex, so I had to pay the $45 fee, which hurt, but it was very much worth it. We had a great time. Next, Chase is clawing back hotel credits for canceled reservations on the new Chase Sapphire Preferred Credit. So as we just discussed, the credit was increased from $50 to $100, and unfortunately it seems that it's no longer the case that with bookings from 6/15 when the credit was increased onwards, now have the credit clawed back on cancellation of reservations. Not a huge surprise that they were trying to close loopholes like this after making the benefits significantly more generous. This workaround has also been getting more and more attention recently, and that often signals the end. I mean, that's fair. It shouldn't have worked that way anyway. They were giving the benefit towards the customer if they make a cancellation. They were allowing the credit to remain on there. If they fully knew that, after a while, that becomes a larger and larger bottom line red item that gets on someone's plate, and they're like, hey, we can save some money if we stop giving this benefit towards customers because they're just abusing it. And that's where that comes from. Next, Chase offers. It's a time to check your Chase offers. So chase.com/mybonus will have offers available for your various cards. You put in your last name, your zip code, and the last four of your card number. Got nothing for my Chase Sapphire, my Chase Freedom and Chase Freedom Flex, but on my Chase Amazon Prime card, I had a 9% back on restaurants, grocery stores, and gas stations, up to $1,000 in combined spend from July 1st until September 30th, which was awesome. When I did it through the chase.com/mybonus portal, it didn't show a percent. It just says you have an offer. It was really weird. It was basically an error on their side, and it didn't say what the offer percent was. It had just a blank in that spot. But I received an email like a few minutes later saying that it was 9%, which was awesome. So definitely take a look and see if you have that. That'll be my card to be spending until I reset $1,000. I'll use it for groceries and dining because I normally get 5% on those categories. 5% right now for restaurants with my Redstone Federal Credit Union Visa card, and 5% for 5% for gas stations. I probably won't use 5% gas stations. I will use this card instead of my FNBO Ducks Unlimited card, which is grandfathered in at 5% cash back for groceries. For gas stations. But for groceries, I won't use this card because I use my American Express Blue Cash Preferred card, which gets 6%. So I'd rather do the arbitrage on the 4% between my other 5% cards as opposed to the 3% with my 6% card. That's a lot of percentages, but that's what I'm doing. Other reportings here are the Aeroplane card getting 10x on $1,000 to spend on the same sections, on the same categories for the Prime card. Similar offers for Ritz and Marriott and Southwest and Disney and United cards for 5x on grocery, gas, and restaurants up to $1,000. Hyatt IHG United earned 3,000, 6,000 points when you spend $3,000, $6,000 between July 1st and July 30th. And Chase Amazon card has an offer where it's percent back, but the offer is not showing properly. So we don't know what the exact percent is, and that's the 9% that I got. So definitely worth taking a look if you have a bonus available for you. I've changed my desk from standing to sitting. I wonder if you can hear a difference. Anyway, the Rakuten American Express card had a $100 bonus via signing up, and then a $200 bonus, and then back to $100, and now it was back to $200 for June 8th, and is probably now back to $100. Looking at the direct link to the offer, it is back at $100 when you spend $1,000 the first 90 days. Additionally, the card has increased the 4% earning cap from, increasing the 4% earning cap from $7,000 to $10,000 in a annual capacity. It's nice to see an increase there. I don't know who's really getting the huge benefit. If you're do a lot of shopping on Rakuten, specifically use this card, and sure, but that seems like kind of an arbitrary limit if you ask me. Next, in American Express world, we have American Express discontinues personal credit for corporate card holders. Now, this was an offer where they offered an annual fee credit of up to $150 for corporate card holders that also hold a personal card for a long time. Last year, they stopped accepting new applications for the program, but existing cardholders continued to receive the credit. A Reddit user reported that cardholders are seeing a notification that their at work dashboard that the annual credit will no longer be available to corporate cardholders effective August 27th of this year, and cardholders will be informed June 2nd. Not surprisingly, this change was made that they stopped allowing new signups. They stopped allowing new signups on August 29th, 2025, so basically allowing those signups for a full year. I didn't really know about this. I think my friend just started working at a corporation that had that benefit, so I'm curious if his is removed. Anyway, American Express changes the name of the green card to Classic Green Card. How nice. The name will change from American Express Classic Green Card. Well, I don't know why. Sure, thanks. Reportedly, all the benefits details remaining the same, but this does seem to signify some sort of upcoming change, possibly a separate upgraded green card with different benefits for new applications only, or some other change. Next, American Express has an offer for Marriott Business Card. Spend $15 on transit or rideshare and get 1,000 points, which you can use up to 3 times, which is under the American Express offers category of your app. Next, the Schwab Investor Card from American Express has a $300 sign-up bonus. This is specifically when you spend $1,000 in the first 3 months. I tried to apply for this card and got denied. It's kind of a weird application. I remember applying for this. I still don't have this in my card collection, I don't think, so would like to get it. Previous best was $200, so $300 is the best for this card. The card earns 1.5% cash back on all purchases, 0% intro APR on purchases and balance transfers for 6 months, no annual fee, and must have a eligible Charles Schwab account, and you can get a $100 bonus for having a Charles Schwab account. And sign-up bonus is once per lifetime. Next, American Express makes some changes to the American Express Delta card, which are now live. I think I already talked about this, but it includes $120 rideshare credit, which is $10 per month, $200 Delta flight credit after you spend $10,000 on the card, 2x miles in restaurants and U.S. supermarkets on Delta purchases, first bag free and second bag free domestically for the first bag. Domestically for first second bag, and worldwide just for your first bag, and $100 Delta Stay credit. And on that, adding the $10 per month Uber credit, a user by the name of Brendan on Dr. Credit shared in the comments that you cannot utilize this on Uber Cash, but you can, however, add to Lyft credits to your account, and this should trigger the rideshare statement credit. The smallest increment is $25, but if you have a heavy month of ride sharing coming up in the future, this may be worth the cost. So if you're at the end of the month at the very least and aren't sure what to do with your $10, you can just load Lyft with $25 and get $10 off of that, which ain't too bad. I like this, but it's kind of hard now to track everything with this card because it also comes with the $10 per month Resi credit, and now has the $10 per month rideshare credit, which I'm not going to complain about, but it is hard to try and remember all these various things that my cards have. Additionally, in Delta World, there are upgrade offers. Specifically, this was shared by, again, Parts Unknown on Reddit. For Delta Biz, Gold to Platinum is 50K points when you spend 8K in 6 months, and Business Reserve upgrade offer for 60K when you spend 12K in 6 months. I'm curious if I'd be eligible for doing this because I just opened up the card and got a bonus. I should click on this and see if I have it. I think I have the Platinum at the moment. Clicking through says, "We are sorry, the offer is no longer available." So I'm curious if either it has truly ended or if the link is just bad. Also of note, DC Joe 1 says, "Note that you cannot downgrade from the Delta Business Platinum to Delta Business Gold tier later, as in a year. For some reason, American Express considers these different products because the Delta Biz Platinum has a expanded buying power functionality, which to them makes this a charge card." Okay, good to know. Well, sad for me. Anyway, next we have American Express to acquire the Fork for $700 million. So basically they're just expanding the Resi footprint to include whoever was a part of the Fork, which is another restaurant dining reservation conglomerate. It's crazy to see that there's just slowly a monopoly growing here between Resi and OpenTable. I think I prefer OpenTable, but I like Resi just because I get credits from American Express for them. So cool. It is kind of weird that American Express owns Resi. Not weird, but it seems like sort of a conflict of interest. It's kind of a monopoly, but hey, happy to have more locations for Resi. American Express acquired Resi for $200 million and Talk for $400 million, and now the Fork for $700 million, which is crazy because I think Resi is like the OG one and the biggest, if you ask me. And well, maybe that's due to American Express. Next, American Express has a transfer bonus of 30% to Virgin Galactic, which is good until the end of July. Normally, the transfer bonus is 30%. Last time it was offered, we did see a 40%, but that was back in 2024. So keep that in mind. Next, they also have elevated Hilton Honors transfer bonus of 20%. This is definitely not worth it unless you really have a use for Hilton points like right now. Next, American Express that's no old news, sorry about that. Next, American Express has a decent use for the Aura credit at the moment. The Aura Ring 5 is now out, and thus the Aura 4 has been marked down from $249 to $244. Sorry, $349 to $244. So after the $200 discount, it'll just be $44. I have the Aura 4. I've seen the Aura 5, and they advertise it as 40% thinner, and it actually is quite thinner. It's not going to make me rush and go get an Aura 5, but it has all the same features. It's just smaller, which I do think that the ring is kind of not iconic, but easily recognizable. And thinner means better. It looks less like a large tech ring, but I think it still looks stylish, so I'm not really concerned about it. Next, American Express came out with the genius opportunity of redeeming your points for a purchase within Apple Pay, which I think is so genius, and I think they will use this. Customers use this all the time. Like, us gamers know that this is not good redemption value because it's at 7 cents per point. But regular customers, when they go to pay for something and they see I'll get it for free and I won't have to pay a dime, that's amazing. And we'll absolutely use that as an option. They don't say what the conversion ratio is. They don't tell you that it's less than 1 cent per point. They tell you that you're using 1,000 points and you're only getting $70, for example. I think that number is wrong, but whatever. They tell you that, but they don't say, like, hey, by the way, you'd get a better value if you use it elsewhere. I think customers will really use this because they just like getting things for free. And it's right in their face. Great job, American Express. And Apple, I guess. Next, the American Express Centurion card adds a $1,000 Resi credit and a little bit more. So they add a $1,000 Resi credit in the form of $250 quarterly credits, also known as the American Express Black Card, that carries a $5,000 annual fee and a $10,000 initiation fee and is invite only. Despite those high fees, it's basically just Platinum Card. Those other differences are that it comes with Hertz Platinum, Delta Platinum, Hilton Diamond, 2 annual visits to private suite airport terminals. Surprised American Express is changing the value proposition for this card. It's really just a simple status symbol at this stage, and I doubt anybody that holds this card really cares about the additional credits. Maybe it's a sign that Centurion card holders are switching to the Platinum, or maybe they want to drive Centurion card holders to the Resi more frequently. I think both of those are good possible reasons for this. It's kind of crazy to me to think that someone who spends $5,000 on a card every year is going to go out of their way to use this quarterly credit. Maybe they just will so happen to see a refund on one of their Resi purchases they didn't know about, and they'll feel good, and they'll be like, oh, I'm glad I have this card. Next, American Express adds benefits tracker, coupon tracker in the login. American Express adds a benefit coupon tracker within the login, showing where you are holding with all of the benefits of the card. Jeez, Chuck, what are we writing here? To find it, go to rewards, benefits, see all. This is really helpful. We previously American Express and others add neat trackers for sign-up bonus tracking as well. I've definitely seen this in my app. I don't think it's moved very well, but I've definitely had this before on my American Express portal. So I'm not sure why Chuck's posting about this now, but sure, I guess. If I go to my Platinum card and then I go to my benefits, and let's see what it shows there. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I've had these already. So I don't know what. I guess I have not seen the already completed benefits because I've already used my incidental airline reimbursement and my Oura Ring reimbursement. So cool, I guess. But again, this isn't really news to me, even though I'm sharing it. Sorry, y'all. American Express Platinum card holders applying a $50 Goodwill credit for some new card holders. American Express is sending a $50 credit pegged Saks Benefit Goodwill. This seems to be following those who signed up for the card recently, but not for those who had the card for a while. Okay, cool. They removed the Saks Benefit, and it kind of seems like a bait and switch if people just signed up for the card before they made that announcement and now aren't available to use it for the next quarter. I mean, they should just give it to everybody, but beggars can't be choosers. Next, in theme with, or actually now we're going to the city section. Next, in theme with Rakuten offering bonuses for credit cards, the City Strata Premier is offering $100 bonus when you open it through Rakuten. The card comes with a $95 annual fee and a 60,000 point bonus when you spend $4,000. I assume in the first 3 months. It is in the first 3 months, correct. That credit says, nice spruce up to the regular sign-up bonus if you want this card. Interesting to see Rakuten partner with more and more card issuers to add a bonus that isn't something that's typically done with affiliate networks. Agreed. I think that's a pretty good card to go for if you're over 524 and you think Citi will approve you. Next, Navy Federal Credit Union is offering a $250 new member bonus. This bonus comes with direct deposit requirement of $500 recurring for 3 months, 3 out of 4 months. This is a really great benefit to add on top of opening a Navy Federal Credit Union credit card. So you can get the credit card bonus and you can get a bonus for getting a member checking account. You have to be eligible to open an account with Navy Federal Credit Union. And in my experience, they didn't validate for me, but my grandfather was a part of the armed forces, so maybe there's some database that they check, but I'm not sure. Next, continuing with the Federal Credit Union, their cash rewards card is a $250 sign-up bonus and a 2% intro offer on balance transfers. $250 when you spend $25,000 or more in the first 90 days, and you get 1.99% intro APR on balance transfers for the first 12 months and no transfer fees. No entry fees is huge. It's really hard to come by if you have a balance and need to transfer a balance over. It's a great opportunity. But keep in mind, you still have a 2% balance, 2% APR for a year. It's not zero, but it's better than the 3 to 5% balance transfer fee that you normally have to pay. Next, Bank of America launches credit card referral program, $100 per approved card up to $500. You can log in and check this link to see if you can refer. You can also check the app or check the website. Click card and then scroll to the bottom right. It is a limit of five approved referrals, limit of $500 in referral bonuses annually. Person being referred must use a unique link for a bonus to be credited within 60 days. Person being referred seems to receive the standard sign-up bonus on the card. Eligible card include Bank of America card, customized cash, premium rewards, travel rewards, and unlimited cash rewards. Let's see if I'm able to see the offer. Yeah, I am able to refer. I can refer for my customized cash rewards Visa and my unlimited cash rewards Visa. I can put the links in the show notes if anyone's interested. Next, continuing Bank of America World, Atmos Rewards increased partner reward fee from $12.50 to $20. Atmos Rewards is increasing the partner reward fee from $12.50 to $20 per direction. The fee will also go into effect July 1st, 2026. Call center bookings will also increase from $15 per person to $30 per person. Atmos customers are exempt from these fees as they are removed at checkout. As part of the Hawaiian Airlines acquisition, Alaska Airlines had to promote not to devalue miles, but they only applies to carrier-operated flights and not partner rewards. Good to know. Next, Alaska Airlines CFO would love for Bank of America points to be transferable to Atmos. I'm sure they would. Their quote is, "We love ultimately for the proprietary cards that our partner bank provides to be able to convert to points and redeem." They go on to say that, and the new deal with the bank, I think for the first time, really puts the new incentives for us to jointly grow the program together. And Bank of America has been a phenomenal partner on these strategic imperatives that they announced at their investor day in loan balance growth, which is going to require them to be working with us to grow our part of the pie as well, since we are the number one co-brand partner by a wide margin. I'll see it when I believe it if there's an Atmos transfer in Bank of America's future. Continuing on the Atmos Alaska updates. Bank of America Atmos Rewards Summit Visa Infinite Card is a 100,000 point offer bonus and a 50% flight discount bonus. This website is slated to end. Actually, it has already ended. So, excuse me, I'm just going to move on here. Next, there was an interview with a Bank of America Preferred Rewards member speaking publicly about the changes and some interesting quotes that "You are the one for me," who I've definitely talked about before, shares on our churning is, "So today we have 11.2 million clients that are part of the Preferred Rewards program. With this change, we are expected that over time the number is going to more than double." Interviewer asks, "And I'm wondering how have you through Bank of America, how have you strategically positioned Bank of America Rewards to break through and to get the attention of customers in the loyalty landscape today?" Yeah, so I'd say I think Preferred Rewards, the way we had it on its own, was strategically differentiated in the marketplace. Because if you think about our other financial institutions, a lot of them anchor their rewards to their credit card rewards. That has Preferred Rewards is already differentiated by being a relationship-based loyalty program, rewarding customers for their entire relationship, the breadth of the relationship, right? But now with the launching of the upcoming Bank of America Rewards, we've only made that better. We made it much more accessible. There are millions of more clients that will have access to it. We've modernized the program where now we're adding more and more benefits, which we believe will resonate more with the signups, with the signs of tomorrow. So basically they're saying we don't want to focus on credit card rewards. We want to focus on the relationship partnership rewards, such as they give discounts on mortgage rates and they give discounts on signing fees and stuff like that. So that's kind of what they're leaning into. It's kind of a bunch of nonsense if you ask me, but whatever. Next, I tried to use my Premium Rewards Elite Premium Rewards Elite Instant Airline credit. Normally I use American Airlines gift cards, and I had a flight with American that I had to book, so I bought gift cards, and then I waited around for the gift cards to work because it takes about 3 days for them to work. And in that time, the flight I wanted raised by like $50, so I was like, all right, it's fine. I still want to use the gift cards. Got the gift cards, paid for the flight, had some leftovers, paid for it with my card, and I never got my credit. And it looks like, according to other data points, that American Airlines and United Travel Credit are no longer working. So that's sad to see. I did have a flight that I booked, and we'll talk about it a little bit here, that I probably could have used the points or the credit, but I didn't think about it because there's too many things I have to juggle with all my different cards. Next, Cardless was giving arbitrary credit limit increases to a bunch of customers. They were increasing from anything to $50,000, and from what I'm seeing, most people are still keeping it, and they haven't really received an email stating why. Some people even gotten $75,000 as a credit limit. Don't know why that's happening, but haven't seen anything from Cardless saying that it was a mistake. In addition, Bilt has increased gift card redemption options, including Blue has a 25% gift card bonus, Silver has 50%, Gold has 75%, and Platinum has 100%. So 100% gives you 1.4 cents per point. Gold gives you 1.225 cents per point. Silver gives you 1.05 cents per point. Blue gives you 0.875 cents per point, which is pretty good redemption value if you want to just get rid of some points. Next, Credit One is making some waves. Credit One has a Credit One Platinum X5 card, which I think Cleed has, which gives you 5% back on gas, groceries, and more each year with a $5,000 cap with a $95 annual fee. It includes gas, groceries, internet, cable, satellite TV, mobile phone services. And the card has been rebranded to the Credit One Bank Platinum 5X Visa Signature Card instead of the Credit One Bank Platinum Premier, which is what it was previously. And there's a Shaq partnership, which is crazy. Like, Shaq is backing Credit One. Are we serious, Shaq? I thought you backed like good companies. At least that's what I was always told. But maybe he just goes for money grabs. That's probably what it's more likely. Next, over to Wells Fargo land, they are making changes to credit cards, including rewards accounts no longer being combined. So they announced that if you have multiple Wells Fargo credit cards that earn the same type of rewards, Wells Fargo will no longer pool these rewards into one balance. In fact, you will see separate rewards balance for each credit cards, and you may need to track and manage them separately. Okay, thanks for letting us know, Wells Fargo. And additionally, they've discontinued the Attune card. It's no longer available for applications. It offered 4% on fitness and wellness, like gym memberships, exercise classes, and salons and spas, 4% on select sports, recreation, and entertainment, including live shows and sporting events, gardening, and floral stores, as well as pet supplies, boarding, and grooming, and 4% on public transit, EV stations, and select thrift stores, and 1% on everything else. It's a card that I haven't really seen these specific offers for cash back offered before. Now, I have to see if I can find this. Yeah, there was a entertainment breakdown Google sheet that some user made that shared the cards that offer the best credit card bonuses, credit card cash back for entertainment categories. And this card was always one of the highest for most categories. They also offer the broadest for entertainment categories. So there's things in entertainment, there's things including aquariums, bowling, bookstores, carnivals, concerts, circus, game stores, golf, fortune tellers, live sports, live theater, movie theaters, museums, music stores, orchestra, theme parks, tourist attractions, toy stores, and zoos. And the Wells Fargo Attune earned in all of those categories. The only card that even comes close looks like it might be Capital One Saver. And the only card that ever earned more was the City Custom Cash, which is no longer available, which is 5%, or Elon Max Cash, which has an entertainment category, which includes golf stores, live sports, live theater, movie theaters, orchestra, and theme parks. So there were a bunch of black holes for entertainment that the Wells Fargo tune would fill, but that card's no longer offered, which is kind of sad to see. Next, over in Barclay Land, the Barclay launches a new Wyndham Earners Premier card, which has a $400 annual fee, which has a 120,000 point bonus when you spend 90,000 points when you spend $6,000 in your first 120 days, and then an additional 30,000 points when you spend $750 at hotels by Wyndham within the first 180 days. So kind of interesting, but not a bad intro offer, especially if you plan on staying at Wyndham within the next year. Additionally, the card earns 30,000 anniversary bonus points every year. No foreign transaction fees. Like I mentioned, $400 annual fee. $100 annual Wyndham hotel credit after spending $100 at edible Wyndham hotel brands. This credit resets each calendar year. $65 wholesale club membership credit. That's pretty cool. $100 monthly meal delivery credit. That is for broad credits, as long as you charge it to your card. It's not a partnership with anyone. $100 annual stream service credit per calendar year. This appears to be a broad credit, again, for any regular streaming service, and not broken up monthly, rather as a year-long credit of $100, and global entry TSA PreCheck every 4 years. It also gives you Wyndham Rewards Diamond status, Wyndham Rewards Insider membership, 25% discount on Wyndham Award redemptions, National Emerald Club Elite status, hotel booking discounts, 50% discount when purchasing Wyndham reservation points, complete 5 qualifying nights during a calendar year, paid with the card and receive 30,000 points, limit 1 bonus per year, points payback, and points don't expire for Premier card holders. The card earns Amex points on hotels by Wyndham and Wyndham travel bundles, 4x on dining, 4x on grocery stores, excluding Walmart and Target, 4x on travel purchases, including gas and EV stations, and 1 point on everything else. Dutch Credit says, a lot to digest here. Annual credits on this card are typically pretty good and help offset the $395 annual fee. For many people, the $100 streaming credit and $65 wholesale club credit will be almost like cash. That's true. The monthly meal delivery credit and $100 Wyndham credit are also easy to use-ish, combined with 30,000 point anniversary points and the hotel benefits. The card could be a case being made for this card. Biggest question is whether the benefits justify paying an extra $246 in annual fees more than the Wyndham Earner Business Card, which also offers diamond status and ongoing benefits. For 1 year sign-up bonus, many people will find the Premier Card due to the annual credits, which reset in January. You can get $200 in streaming credits and $200 in hotel credits during your first annual fee year. Very good point. Okay. Also, in Barclay World, they refreshed the Wyndham personal and business cards, increased annual fees, added credits, changing points earning. In addition to the launch of the new Earner Premier Card, which we just discussed, Barclays and Wyndham also refreshed their Earner Card, $0 annual fee, Earner Plus Card, $95 annual fee, and Earner Business Card, $150 annual fee. The sign-up bonus. Earner gets 30K points when you spend $1,000 the first 90 days, plus get 45K bonus points after spending $500 at a Wyndham hotel in the first 180 days. Earner Plus, get 100K, which includes 45K for spending 1K in your first 90 days, and then an extra 55K when you spend $500 at the hotel within 180 days. And an Earner Business, 100K when you first spend 3K in the first 90 days. Sorry, you get 45K when you spend 3K in the first 90 days, and then get 55 when you spend 100 at a Wyndham hotel in your first 80 days. Sorry, 180 days. Benefits changing. The Earner Rewards card is removing gas from 5X and is increasing dining and grocerying from 2X to 3X. The Earner Plus is removing 6X from gas and added travel and vacation club to the 4X category. You also get points payback feature, which is redeem points for statement credit 1/3 of a cent per point per reader reports, and a $50 meal delivery credit per year. An Earner Business loses 8X on gas. That really hurts. I know a lot of people use that. It removes utilities from the 5X category and adds many new categories, including gas, EV charging, marketing, advertising, office supply stores, and shipping purchases. Also increases 10 to 20% for discount on awards. New $50 annual streaming credit and $65 annual membership credit. Again, that was for the business card. So the business card seems like a pretty good value prop. Next Dutch credit says top line negative changes are annual fee increases in Rule 5X utilities and 8X on business cards. Removal of gas for earning 5X and 6 in the earner and plus cards. Positive changes includes a plus card, increasing annual bonus and meal delivery credit. The business card, wholesale club, and accounting software credits, and the added 3, 4, 5 categories on various cards, and the potentially easier sign-up bonus. Next, over in U.S. Bank land, U.S. Bank Shopper Cash is no longer accepting new applications. This card was weird, had a $95 annual fee with a $250 to $300 sign-up bonus, and gave you 6% on your combined eligible purchase on each category with 2 retailers of your choice of a $1,500 credit limit. Places like Apple, Bed Bath & Beyond, which is gone, Chewy.com, Crate & Barrel, and a whole slew of other ones. The card was also cool when you paid with NFC on the physical card. It had a little red LED that would light up from the electrons would be emitted into the NFC, turning it on, which was kind of neat. But it's sad to see the card being gone. So we lost the cashback shopper card and the Attune card. U.S. Bank says, to ensure our credit card portfolio remains focused, innovative, and aligned with our customers, we periodically retire products that are no longer a strategic fit while reinvesting in new solutions that deliver the greatest value and are responsive to changing customer needs. And as of June 22nd, 2026, the card is no longer available for applications. Existing cardholders can continue to use their cards and continue to enjoy all the associated benefits and rewards. Next, USAA launches a new Eagle Adapt card. Sorry, I skipped way ahead, but I'm going to do that one because I already mentioned it. Okay, I found it. This card offers no annual fee. Get $200 after spending $1,000 in your first 90 days, 0% APR first 15 months, and 5% balance transfer fee. The 0% is for both purchases and balance transfers. 3% back on your first $3,000 combined spend across groceries, dining, home improvements, and home furnishing, gas and electronic vehicle charging stations, transit, travel, health and wellness, live entertainment, and streaming services. We're to see a card offering no annual fee, 0% intra-period, a sign-up bonus, and somewhat interesting earning rates. Agree. It's a shame that this card has a balance transfer fee, but should be useful for some people, assuming the card's limit is high enough to avoid overspending. FAQs. Can you product change an existing USAA card to Eagle Adapt? According to data points, no. All right, back to Wyndham World. Wyndham Community Bank Elon Everyday Rewards Plus has a $150 sign-up bonus. It was $250 and is now $100. That is for spending $1,000 within 90 days. The card doesn't earn really anything super valuable. No annual fee, 3% foreign transaction fees, 4x on dining and restaurant delivery, 2x on grocery and EV services, 1x everywhere else. Next, over in Robin in the Hood world, for new card holders, they've added a 3% foreign transaction fee. They just keep making changes to this card. I guess that makes sense. They're really trying to bring it to the space and still have the best card available, but they just slowly keep taking benefits away and seeing if customers still go for it. Next, the SoFi card, the charge card. There was a SoFi Smart card that offered 5% back on grocery stores. That required you to have SoFi Plus, which was I think a $10 per month subscription, which was a $120 annual fee for the card essentially. No longer requires SoFi Smart, no longer requires SoFi Plus. So this could be a great replacement for the Citi Custom Cash if you want 5% on groceries. Next, Miles Earn and Burn shared that there's a new covered card, which is a Visa card that has some absolutely insane reward scheme. Earning rates varies hourly. There are varying 3-minute surge windows for even bigger earnings. Earn rates depend on transaction size with 4 bands. Bonus earn rates are limited to 1 transaction until the category rates change. Your monthly earn limit is based on last month's spend. You can't earn more than your points cap, which is variable, and the value of points isn't published, but seems to be 0.5 cents per point. And their slogan is, traditional credit card rewards have been outdated with complicated point systems. Covered aims to change that with a transparent rewards model. That's pretty insane. Next seems to be a California-only card called California-only credit union or bank called Ocean Air is offering a credit card with 5% back on gas and travel and 4% back on warehouse clubs and more. No annual fee, no sign-up bonus, offer 150 in the past. Membership available to Ventura County, other underserved counties in CA, but there is an ACC option, so your mileage may vary. You get 5 points on gas, travel, and hotel and lodging transactions, 4 points on Costco and Sam's Club. It's a Visa, so it works as Costco. 3 on groceries and dining transactions, 2 on utilities, streaming services, and transactions, 1.5 on all other transactions, and a $5 fee for redeeming points. Kind of interesting to see a fee on redeeming points. You want to pool up your points as much as you can to then redeem it to get the most value as you could get. Next and final thing for the credit card section, thankfully, because my voice is starting to give out, we're almost at an hour here. The Verizon credit card has an update where they are allowing you to earn 4% when paying with your card. In reality, the card earns 3% in the regular Verizon Shine rewards required, which you can get regardless of which card you pay. There's a big benefit coming for Verizon cardholders in that you'll be able to pay your Verizon credit card bill with Verizon dollars instead of being forced to use it to buy accessories and the like. And so what might be a motivating factor for some people to get the card, though you won't really necessarily use it to pay your Verizon monthly bill. Now, I'm pretty sure my mom has this card and has been able to use the points to pay her bill in the past. Maybe it's just to pay her Verizon bill, but not her credit card bill with points. But for some reason, I'm led to believe that was a thing before, but maybe she's wrong. All right, and trying to keep up our theme here, our credit card sign-up bonus for the month. If you're under 524, Chase Sapphire Preferred or the Chase Southwest cards are pretty good. If you're over, try and do the Navy Federal Credit Union to join together, owning a new checking account with them, as well as getting a new card, maybe the flagship or the Easy Rewards card I talked about before. Or you can do the Chase Amazon card, because again, that does not apply to 524 rules, but does count as a card in your 524. Or the City Strata Premier via Rakuten. Sorry. And for business, Chase Sapphire Reserve Business, or the Capital One Venture Business, or the Capital One Spark Cash Business. All right, next we're into the deals section. There's a whole bunch of VPN deals where they were giving you 100x back on Rakuten and various other shopping portals. I made this lightning deal, but most of them are now expired. But it included things like Rakuten giving you 100x back on NordVPN, NordPass, NordProtect, Surfshark, ExpressVPN. You can also stack with your Chase offers. I went for NordVPN, which gave me $80 worth of spend, Surfshark, which was $110 worth of spend, and ExpressVPN, which had $170 worth of spend. And I put that on my American Express Marriott business card because I'm still trying to get the bonus for that. So pretty easy spend there. Next, Symphony has a 5% APY plus 2% in points, but is not FDIC insured. Yesterday, Reddit user Ravens2017 shared Silo Market Brokerage, which Dr. Credit has covered before. They shared that Symphony is in response as it looks similar, and it does. I'm not sure if this is just some AI design that is going around or if the companies are linked. Symphony is a savings account that claims to offer 5% APY and 2% back in transferable points. If it sounds too good to be true, that would be correct. Unlike other traditional saving accounts, this is not FDIC insured. Instead, they state, funds held through our custody partners are protected by SIPC insurance and supplemental coverage, not FDIC insurance. From what I could tell, this seems to be a mixture of AI and crypto without properly disclosing the risks that are likely involved. It sounds like Save, if you remember that from way many episodes ago. If you're happy with this level of risk and your money is almost certainly better safe in a different investment vehicle, and if you aren't happy with this level of risk, then you should be sticking to basic savings account rates. I'm somewhat surprised that these large-scale loyalty programs are willing to align themselves with products of this nature, especially as I can't seem to find any information surrounding major funding rounds that have been completed. The press release states that Symphony Infrastructure has processed more than $500 million in volume and is used by fintechs and AI companies. So if you're interested in a potentially lose all your money 5% interest account, then maybe go check out Symphony. Next, some weird Capital One shopping, actually just some weird shopping ticket purchasing experience for me. I went to go to a concert last month, Flip Turn in Boston, if you know Flip Turn. And I was like, I was booking these tickets last minute because my buddy had tickets and I didn't think about going until last minute and decided to try and get tickets last minute. So I went to, I think it was eventtickets.com, or I for some reason was like, oh, let me go check Capital One Shopping. And Capital One Shopping had a spend 100, get 100 on entertainment ticket purchases. I was like, oh, cool. So I went there. The first option I saw was eventtickets.com, which I hadn't used before, but I was like, sure, whatever. I saw tickets in there. Tickets were around 100 for same-day tickets for GA. I was like, all right, it's free because I have $100 with Capital One Shopping. I go through, I buy it, bingo, bango, bongo, no problem. 5 minutes later, order canceled. I'm like, all right, damn. I go back to Capital One Shopping. Obviously, the offer says it's been used, and it's now tracked as pending in my account. So I'm like, all right, whatever. I still want to go. Let me go to StubHub. StubHub has it for $80. I buy it. 2 minutes later, canceled. I'm like, okay. I was trying to buy 2 tickets during all these. So I was actually spending about $200 on all these, and I figured I'd at least get 1 ticket for free. So I went to StubHub 3 separate times trying to order 2 tickets, and all of them are canceled. My friend was able to go order 1 ticket individually multiple times without getting it canceled. So either there was only 2 tickets, there was only 1 ticket, and I was trying to buy 2, but their system was letting me buy 2, or I'm shadow banned on these accounts for some reason. And another weird thing, every time my order was canceled, the ticket would still be available, but for more than I had already paid. So tinfoil hat, I'm thinking, what is going on here? But it was just weird. Looking back at Capital One Shopping, I'm still seeing the offers being tracked for $100. It doesn't pay out until September, so I'll definitely keep you all posted on that. I don't think I'll get it, but it definitely would be nice considering I wanted to get it and my order was canceled. Next, we had a lightning deal that's been expired, but the Uber app had $15 off of Uber gift cards. I was seeing it and I bought some, which you'll see here. I definitely don't need more Uber gift cards. In a minute, we'll talk about it. Next, Albert FinTech is offering $200 in stock for free when you sign up for an account. You do have to pay $15 per month for the account, so keep that in mind. But I used to do a bunch of stuff with Albert. They have various cashback offers in app, like get 10% back at Shell up to $50 in spend. So see if it's worth it for you. According to Dr. Credit, really only worth considering if you take advantage of the offer that resets after 7 days. Keep in mind that most likely you will need to keep the account open for 6 months and pay $120 in fees, so you really only get $80 after that. Like I said, if you take advantage of the opening spend offers, it might be worth it. And those opening spend offers, like I mentioned, are 10% back on gas, 20% back on grocery stores. I used to use this a lot, but it's a pain. It's $15 a month. You used to be able to sign up for a free trial. Their subscription is called Genius, at least it was before. Sign up for a free trial, have it for a month, use the offers, cancel the free trial, and then you can sign up for the free trial again. They would just let you do that in perpetuity. But I haven't touched that in a long while. Next, Costco is offering $100 in-kind gift cards for $65. I'm trying to see if they're still available because last time I looked, they were. They currently are still available. So when I place orders, I seem to be getting limited and getting my orders canceled. There's a limit of 5. I don't know what the rolling period is. I thought it was a few months, but I'm getting my orders canceled. But keep in mind that when there's an offer in the in-kind app, they say you're getting 40% boost, but the math there is wonky, where it's actually like a 40% additional value on top of the discount they're already giving, and it's not 40% off. And this deal of 65 for 100 is better. So keep that in mind. Next, there were also some in-kind offers that you can add to your app from Dr. Credit. There's some various links that were working for some people, so you can take a look and see if they're working for you. I was able to add a few, and some of them are also for perks at work, so keep that in mind. Okay, next is the big payout of the episode, and the reason why I was looking forward to doing this episode. Paze. If you lived in Iraq and you didn't hear what Paze was, the Paze offer was, Paze came out. It's basically, if you're familiar with Zelle, Venmo, Zelle is to Venmo what Paze is to PayPal, if that makes sense. Paze is a checkout platform made by big banks, made by early warning system. I forget what they're called. But it's basically funded by big banks, and it's to compete with PayPal. And they're doing a promotion where if you spend $10 on Paze on various credit cards, or debit cards, you get $10 back. And when I first saw this come out, because this came out on June 24th, and it was in the morning, and I habitually refresh Dr. Credit and made a post as a lightning deal, and most of these are dead, unfortunately. But I was like, man, this seems pretty good. And I already have preloaded 10 different credit cards into Paze. I wonder what I can use this for. And I went to Dr. Credit and I saw that Newegg was an option. And I saw a bunch of people were getting Newegg gift cards. And I was like, oh, there's a really good opportunity here. So basically what happened was you can check out for a $10 gift card on Newegg, and your total is $10, and Paze would reimburse that. And you would see a little green offer option or a green offer alert on your card that says this card has the spend $10 and get $10 back up to 10 times per card. And I have close to a dozen cards on my Paze account. So I spent most of that morning, probably about 2 hours, making $10 checkouts on Newegg, either via $10 gift cards or 2 $5 gift cards. And I did a little tally here, tallying everything up, and I'll tell you what it broke down to. So for Dunkin', which still works actually, if you go to the Dunkin' app and you go to the scan to pay section, and then you go to, at the top, your Dunkin' gift card, and then you say add another gift card, and you say, do you have a Dunkin' gift card? You say no, you pick a design, you say done, and then you say $10 and you say Paze. You should be able to check out there. Sometimes you're only able to do about one a day, maybe one every other day, but I'm still able to send some through that way, and those do trigger for the Paze credit. Now, the credits say it takes about 2 to 3 business or 2 to 3 billing cycles, but most people are seeing their credits now. The only thing I'm still waiting for are my Chase offers. If I go to Chase, I think I'm still missing them for my Chase Visa cards, but Visa cards seem to pay it out second, while MasterCards seem to pay it out first. Yeah, I'm still missing my Chase Visa card payouts. So those are still pending. But so I bought $280 worth of gift cards on Dunkin'. Don't know what I'm going to do with a third of a grand in Dunkin' gift cards, but I guess I'm going to get a lot of coffee. Good thing I do like coffee. Don't love Dunkin', but whatever. Placed 74 orders on Newegg for $740. I bought 20 $5 Nintendo gift cards and 5 $10 Nintendo gift cards for $150. I bought 18 $5 Chipotle gift cards and 10 $10 Chipotle gift cards for $190. I bought 6 $5 Starbucks gift cards for $30. I bought 10 AutoZone gift cards for $10 a pop for $100. I bought 9 $10 Grubhub gift cards for $90. I bought 10 $10 Lyft gift cards for $100, and I bought 8 $10 Uber gift cards for $80, for a grand total of $1,020 via Paze. Thus far, I've been reimbursed for everything except for my 2 Chase Visa cards, my Chase Freedom and my Chase Freedom Flex, but my Chase Amazon card, my Chase Freedom and my Chase Amazon card, both are Visas, both have not received my $100 credits for both, but the Chase Freedom Flex MasterCard has. The cards that I used were my Bank of America Premium Rewards Elite card, my Bank of America, 3 of my customized cash cards, 1 Unlimited Cash Rewards card. That card I'm still slowly doing Dunkin'. My Citi card, my Citi Custom Cash, 1 of them. My Chase Freedom Flex card, my Chase Freedom Flex card, my Chase Freedom card, my Chase Amazon Visa card, my Capital One Metrex card, my Elon Max Cash Preferred Visa, and that's it. I did have other cards that I didn't use. I had another Bank of America card, I had another Citi card, but I started to get a little concerned. I was pretty confident this was going to pay out, but floating $1,000 in gift cards and just hoping to be paid out, I would be kind of unhappy if I was stuck with all these random gift cards. Like Advanced Auto Parts gift cards. I mean, I'll eventually use them, but AutoZone, I don't really want to be stuck with $100 for the AutoZone gift cards. But thankfully, they all paid out. If you still want to do this, like I said, Dunkin's still working. Looks like Clover is still working on some restaurants. And you can donate $10 to St. Jude's via via Domino's if you're really interested. But that was pretty great. I don't know if I've had a better payout on something like this before, so I'm super happy with it. And Paze even set out, came out and told some various news outlets that gift cards work. Chase did come out and say that they're going to stop paying for Newegg, so keep that in mind. But this was pretty great for me, and I would love to hear if anyone else made out like a bandit on this, because I was pretty happy with this outcome. Next, I didn't make a lightning deal for this, but let me know if y'all would have liked to see this. There was a Delta Flash award sale for Delta miles, and I just so happened to get a bunch of Delta miles because I met my sign-on bonus for my Delta Platinum business card. So I had 100K points, and this came out on June 24th and was valid until June 25th. So I did some searching, and I found some pretty great rates coming from Boston to both Ireland and France, and I chose a flight to France. It's a nonstop flight for a trip to Nice in Boston for Thursday, August 27th until Friday, September 4th of this year. Two tickets, nonstop round trip, were 68,000 miles plus $200. That's total, not per person. And I'm not super big on miles. This is the first time I've really dabbled really hard into mile sign-on bonuses, but that was pretty awesome. I got 2 round trip tickets to Nice direct for $200 essentially. That's pretty awesome. And thinking back on that Bank of America Premium Rewards Elite credit for the Incidental Airlines credit, these $100 per ticket fees that I had to pay would probably have triggered this for the Bank of America Premium Rewards Elite Incidental credit, but I didn't think about it, so I'm not going to be really upset. And the reason why this really sold me was for cash, these tickets were going for $1,600 total, so $800 a pop. So that sign-on bonus for that card was 100K points, and I only used 68K. So I still have 1,600 points. I got $600 from that, and still have 30K points left. That's pretty great. I probably will blow either the Incidental Airline credit on fees to pick seats, because we're getting randomly assigned, and I'm not really in the mood for getting a middle, and it's a long flight. Or it's about 30,000 points or 40,000 points, I think, for getting seats for getting 4 seats, which is crazy to me that the tickets are almost as much as buying 4 seats, but whatever. And the final thing for deals, DoorDash has Dash Pass benefits of 25% off DoorDash gift cards up to $100 starting on the 8th of July. So there's 2 days from recording of this for you to get some gift cards. I'll probably try and get it. 25% is pretty good, even though I have about 160 in DoorDash. And now I have like $700 in Uber gift cards, but I'll use them eventually. Next, for bank account bonuses, net spend $100 checking bonus when you direct deposit $400. I used to do this all the time for net spend accounts because net spend would offer 6% interest on your first $1,000. So I just had a few of them, but they stopped doing that, so I stopped having net spend accounts. Next, Cambridge Savings Bank has $800 checking bonus and a $400 savings bonus. Pretty great offers. Specifically, you get, let's see what the direct offer is here. You get a one-time account bonus of $500 and $25 per month over the total of 12 months. The offer is for $500 checking account bonus when you have cumulative monthly direct deposits of $2,500 in your first 3 calendar months and a minimum average monthly balance of $5,000 first 3 calendar months. And then you'll receive a recurring $300 bonus if you make 10 qualifying debit transactions of at least $10 for 12 months, and you'll get $25 per month to get $300. For the high-yield money market account, you need a new account relationship, and you need to maintain $25,000 for 3 full calendar months. So kind of a lot, but it's a pretty great benefit, pretty great bonus. I tried to go for this, and I signed up. I did not meet the requirements correctly. I didn't do my last month of direct deposit, so make sure you read your fine print, y'all folks. Next, Fruitful FinTech has a $250 direct deposit bonus when you direct deposit $2,000 in the first 60 days, and also has a referral bonus. Dr. Credit says the funds in the account are FDIC insured. The monthly fee seems insane for this, which is $48 per month, and that is waiting for the 14 days. But I guess if you can cash out quick enough, there is some profit here. Next, For brokerage bonuses, Plink Brokers has 25% bonus on earned dividends of a $250 annual max. So if you earn $1,000 in dividends, you'll get $250 max. So you can just put in SGov if you want. And it's specifically for when you sign up for Plink, though, nothing is available at the moment. $250 isn't great, but the upside is that it sounds like this will be an open-ended promotion without a planned end date. It should be possible to transfer SGov or deposit cash and buy SGov and get the bonus on the funds. So it could be pretty easily if you want. Plink is owned by Fidelity. Cool. Sorry for the creak. Next, Robinhood has a targeted up to $1,250 new user bonus for a 30-day hold period, with various payouts starting at $25 bonus for depositing $1,000 to $5,000, all the way up to deposit $100,000 and get $1,250. And for this, is there a holding period? You must hold for 30 days, so not too bad. And then finally, TradeStation has a deposit bonus of deposit $5,000, earn $250, and keep the account and maintain $500 or more for 5 months. 5 monthly $20 payments. Cool. Next, there were some class actions. Facebook had a payout of, I think, like $10 for me, so nice. I received a email for Renaissance Entertainment Productions, saying that they leaked my information and that I was eligible for a claim for about $20. And then I heard on the radio overcharged for beef.com, which had a deadline of June 30th, and I applied on June 29th, so I should be getting some money back. This is for various class actions. And then finally into our others category. Thankfully, we're at the end here because my voice is actually growing quite hoarse. Caesars Entertainment to be acquired by Fertitta Entertainment for $17.6 billion. Caesars Entertainment has struggled since late 2021 with a hit to a share price of almost $120. That's kind of a lot. Next, American Airlines blocking partner saving awards flights with 144 hours of departure. American Airlines appears to be blocking nonstop savers awards with 144 hours of departure. Additionally, it seems like American Airlines is effectively charging a fee as flights get closer to partner. For example, JFK to LaGuardia is 51K miles for next 5 days, 46.5K miles for next 5 days. Those are the same. 42K miles for the next 5 days. After that, it's additional. So it's 5, 10, 15, and then 40K for mile floor after that. Not a huge surprise as the cash price increases as flights become near. Still very frustrating, especially for those that stocked up Alaska miles for these type of flights, because Alaska has good point relations for Alaska to American. Oh boy. Next, there was a lightning deal for this, which is now expired. But there was a unique opportunity for an odd lot tenure, which I'd never done before, and I put in my shared lightning deal notice that this is not financial advice, but essentially a stock OPTU was saying, hey, we're doing some share buyback, but if you hold less than 100 shares, we will pay you out for $2.50 per share for up to 120,000 shares that we're trying to buy back. And this is essentially an odd lot, which is saying if you have this lower amount, we just want to get rid of you and buy you out. So they buy you out at a premium. And the stock price is going for about $1 when this happened. So I went and bought 99 shares because it's the maximum you're allowed under that odd lot provision, which was which was anything less than 100. So I bought 99 to have the maximum payout. So I bought it for $1 and it would pay out to $2.50. So it'll be around $100 and $145 moneymaker. But I bought it on Merrill, and Merrill charges a $30 unwaivable fee for this. And also, the company came out and said that, quote, because the offer was oversubscribed, CSC Investments 2 expects to accept the shares on a pro rata basis, except for the tenders of the odd lots will be paid in full. So it sounds like we will be getting a reimbursement for the $2.50 as we were promised. I haven't really heard much about it. I called Merrill on the first, and they said that it just takes some time because I didn't notice anything in my activities because I can't make this type of election. It has to be done by Merrill. So that's why they charged the $30 fee for it. So we'll see what happens. And I asked them to waive it, and they said no. So mean. Next, this is kind of funny, specifically in Boston. TSA launches remote security screening. So essentially, there's a bunch of places where you can get a shuttle to the airport, and this is specifically for taking a shuttle from Framingham, Massachusetts. If you were a passenger flying out of Boston Logan on JetBlue or Delta flights between 5:30 a.m. and 4 p.m., you're currently eligible for the new experience. Instead of dealing with traffic at the airport, congestion at the check-in, and limited parking, these passengers can instead park at Framingham, check in, go through security, and take a bus directly to the secure side of the terminal. So essentially, you do your security at the train station, then you get directly brought to the airport and don't have to do security there. Tickets for Framingham remote screening experience are on sale at massport.com now for $9, and children under 18 board the secure bus for free when traveling with a ticketed adult. Parking at Framingham is available for $7 a day. So pretty great. I will say one thing at Logan, security is not the problem. It's just parking and getting there. It's a nightmare. I've never had a line at TSA. The longest I saw was on July 5th coming back from DCA. When I landed, I saw a decent line at regular TSA, probably maybe 100 people. So you'd probably be through there in like 20 to 30 minutes. So not crazy, but it's cool. There's an opportunity. I've never seen that before. Next, I got an email from Mint Mobile saying that my 5 gigabyte plan is being upgraded to 6 gigabyte free of charge, which is pretty great. I love Mint Mobile. This is perfect for me because I normally use a bit over 5 gigs and I normally get throttled once per month. Like right now, if I check Mint, I get reset, I believe, on the 8th of every month. And I have used, come on, Mint, you can do it. I've used 4.84 gigabytes and it renews in one day. So I will be very happy to get the 6 gigs, slightly more, and it's nice and it's free. Thanks, Ryan Reynolds. Next, Visa and MasterCard reached a settlement with merchants to lower fees, not accepting all credit card types. A judge has given the preliminary approval, stating that the statement was fair, reasonable, and adequate. And this essentially means that customers can deny certain cards, such as commercial cards, standard consumer cards, premium cards. Additionally, interchange fees would be lowered by 0.1% percentage point for 5 years, on average from average 2.35% in 2024. The ability to charge surcharges for accepting card payments up to 3%, and $38 billion in a settlement, up from $30 billion, which was rejected by the judge in 2024. So we'll see how this impacts. It'll be weird for a restaurant to deny certain cards. I imagine this will come from the POS level. So like Clover will say, hey, do you want to deny premium credit cards that have higher interchange? I still think this legislation should say that restaurants should not be able to profit on interchange, because some cards, if you pay with a debit card, interchange is like 1% to 2%. And if they're charging a default 3%, then they're making a profit on that, which I feel they should not. But who knows, if that probably won't happen. Next, Credit shared a nice, useful post on how to calculate your share, calculate and share your checks system data points. That's specifically your credit score, but for bank accounts. So thanks, Dr. Credit. And as talked about before, there's new Verizon Shine Rewards program, which has various benefits. You could look into that if you'd like. Next, Clear pricing increased to $219. The only reason why I have it is because of American Express. It gives it to me for free. And I'm super happy with Clear. I would not pay for it myself, but it is a reason for me to keep my American Express Platinum at this point. If you've ever flown it out of DCA, or there's a few airports that have this, but instead of going through the Clear kiosks, you now can go through a Clear gate where it just scans your face and you don't have to talk to TSA at all. The door's open. It's like the future. It's like actually pretty sick. Again, I wouldn't pay $219 per year for it, but it's nice that I have it for free. Also, I saw someone use the enhanced Clear concierge service where someone picked up their luggage and brought it with them, like carded it for them into the airport, which I thought was just ridiculous. And then additionally on Dr. Credit, I saw federal student loans. If you enroll in AutoPay, you save 1%, which is pretty cool. Borrowers who enroll in AutoPay by September 30th, 2026, or who are already enrolled will benefit from the interest rate reduction through June 30th, 2028, which is pretty cool. It's a nice incentive to give them a discount. Previously, it was 0.25%, and now it's bumped to 1%. And then Finally, I just wanted to share some Uber Eats woes that I had. I sometimes order Uber Eats if I'm busy and I'm being lazy or whatever reason. And I, one gripe with me at Uber Eats is the drivers can be pretty bad, and I get it. It's people just trying to make an extra buck and probably don't really care too much. And I placed an order from a restaurant that I order from pretty frequently, and whenever Uber gives a estimated delivery of 7:30, it's not being there till 8. It's never correct, and they don't give you reimbursement if it's late. They say our estimated time is this. We're sorry it's late. That's it. They don't give you money back. And this one was getting 30 plus minutes being late. And I've been checking the progress of Rosa, who's supposed to deliver my food, and she's in Marshall's. Just says she has my food, and she's on her way. And I'm just sitting there waiting. And all of a sudden I get a notice your order's been delivered. And I go look at the picture, and it's a picture of the woods. And obviously I'm hungry. It's like an hour past when they were supposed to deliver to me at this point. And it's just a picture of the woods. So I chat with Uber, and obviously I don't get an agent anymore. You talk to AI, and AI's like, your food's been delivered. I don't know why you're talking to me. And I just keep saying agent over and over again. And finally it says, oh, I see you're having a problem with your order. Would you like to talk to an agent? And I'm like, yes, but that's why I started the conversation in the first place. So I finally get to an agent, and they're like, oh yeah, we see it wasn't delivered. We're so sorry. Can you please confirm you don't have the order? And I'm like, the order was delivered to the woods. And the agent gives me a refund. Additionally, it said that the agent would get back to me in 24 to 48 business hours via chat, which was kind of crazy. And they got back to me much quicker, but it was kind of crazy that I got a picture of the woods. And it's in the show notes if you're interested in seeing it. I thought it was really funny that they delivered in the woods. Oh, additionally, I then contacted the driver, Rose. I'm like, hi, is this Rose? She's like, yes. I'm like, hello, did you deliver my food? She's like, oh, I made a mistake. I don't have it. I'm like, so you don't have any food? She's like, no. And I'm like, all right, have a nice day. And I think I had like yogurt for dinner or something. The biggest gripe with these things is I wanted food. Like, the money that's coming back to me is not what I want. I want my food. Like, I'm hungry. So it's kind of something to just keep in mind. But I'll continue using Uber because I have hundreds of dollars in gift cards with them. All right, y'all. I need to go on vocal rest for the next 24 hours. Thanks for listening, as always. I appreciate you. And thanks for listening. It means a lot. And I'll talk to you later. Happy post-July 4th.